Hello and welcome to Fast and Factual on Firstpost, where we get you the top 50 stories from around the world. I'm Alison Lagrange, coming to you live from Durban, South Africa. Let's begin. Now first, the developments from West Asia. In Syria, the talks for power transition have started. The Syrian rebel leader, Abu Muhammad al-Jalani, met the outgoing Prime Minister, Mohammed al-Jalali, yesterday. The two discussed the transfer of power following the ouster of former President Bashar al-Assad. Mohammed Bashir, a senior member of the Hayat Tahrir al-Sham that led the rebellion, was also there at the meeting. He is likely to become the transitional Prime Minister of Syria. Syrian rebels target Assad's forces. Rebel group chief Abu Muhammad al-Jalani said the new government will release a list of army and security officials who allegedly tortured Syrians. He said the group will offer rewards in exchange for information on the accused. He added that those involved in war crimes will be held accountable. Several European countries have decided to freeze all pending asylum requests by Syrians, citing the unclear situation in Syria. This includes nations like Britain, Germany, France, and Italy. Meanwhile, Austria is planning to deport Syrians back to their homeland. Moving south, Israeli forces reportedly launched about 300 airstrikes on military targets in Syria. The IDF bombed at least 3 major Syrian air bases, housing dozens of military helicopters and jets. The War Monitor also reported strikes on the Syrian Navy boats in the Latakia. And Israel has informed United Nations that its actions in the Golan Heights were limited and temporary. This came shortly after Israel claimed control over a demilitarized zone along the Syrian border. Israeli ambassador told the UN that it was not intervening in the ongoing conflict in Syria, and it is strictly adhering to the 1974 disengagement agreement between Israel and Syria. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has said that the war in Gaza will not stop. This comes amid renewed efforts for a ceasefire in Gaza. He said if the war stops now, the Hamas outfit will return and attack them again. Netanyahu reiterated his goal to dismantle Hamas and the elimination of its military. Iran-backed Houthi rebels claimed a drone strike on the central Israel's Yavne city. A Houthi spokesperson said that the drone struck a sensitive site in the city. The Israeli military confirmed the strike and said that it hit a 15th floor balcony in the city. The IDF said the drone was likely launched from Yemen. No injuries or casualties have been reported so far. Police have arrested the man suspected of killing the UnitedHealthcare CEO Brian Thompson, who was shot twice outside a hotel in Manhattan. The 26-year-old suspect, identified as Luigi Mangione, was caught while eating at a McDonald's outlet at the Altoona, Pennsylvania. The police arrested him with a firearm consistent with the murder weapon. In Asia, protests continue in South Korea against President Yoon Suk-yeol. In Seoul, about 30,000 protesters gathered to demand the impeachment of the president. This after Yoon survived an impeachment vote in Parliament last week. Yoon is accused of treason and is facing an investigation over possible rebellion charges following his brief implementation of martial law. In Myanmar, the ethnic minority armed group called the Arakan Army has claimed full control of the country's 271-kilometer-long border with Bangladesh. The Arakan Army official has said that the outfit seized control of the last remaining Myanmarese military outpost on the 8th of December. Now, Myanmar's military government is yet to respond to the Arakan Army's claims. Haiti government said the gangs crossed the red lines as it condemned the killing of 180 people in the capital of Port-au-Prince. The government blamed gang leader Manuel Mecano Felix for the attack, in which bodies of at least 110 victims over the age of 60 were found mutilated and charred on the streets. Haiti government has vowed to annihilate the culprits. Taiwan has said that China has deployed its largest Navy fleet near the island in nearly 3 decades. This as the Taiwanese authorities detected 47 Chinese aircraft and 12 warships near the island in 24 hours. This comes a day after Taiwan detected nearly 90 Chinese naval and coast guard ships near the island. This reportedly marks the first time that China launched its war games so close to Taiwan. Sri Lankan President Anurakumara Dissanayake will visit India on Sunday for 3 days, and he will call on Prime Minister Narendra Modi during his visit. This is his first overseas visit as head of state. Leaders of the island nation follow the tradition of making their first foreign trip to India. In India, the former External Affairs Minister S.M. Krishna has passed away at the age of 92 due to age-related illness. He served as the Chief Minister of the southern Indian state of Karnataka between 1999 and 2004. Krishna served as the External Affairs Minister from 2009 to 2012 in the Congress-led United Progressive Alliance government. In climate news, a United Nations report revealed that over 3/4 of the Earth's land became drier between 1970 and 2020. It threatens the survival of plants and animals. The report attributes this trend to human-caused climate change, deforestation, and water scarcity. Chile's environmental regulator, SMA, has filed 3 serious charges against Anglo-American's El Soldado copper mine. The violations include incomplete drainage infrastructure and inadequate protection for over 3,800 vulnerable saparula frogs. Anglo-American faces potential penalties, including a $12.4 million fine or even permit revocation. According to a Global Energy Monitor report, the expansion of coal-powered steel production in India could threaten the country's goal to achieve net zero emissions by 2070. The expansion could reportedly add 680 million metric tons of carbon emissions. The Okapi Wildlife Reserve in Congo, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is facing increasing environmental destruction threats from Kimia Mining, a Chinese gold mining company. The firm has been expanding its operations inside the reserve for 8 years. The reserve was originally established to protect unique biodiversity, including the endangered okapi. The European Commission's scientific advisors have asked the bloc to ban solar geoengineering. It is a method that aims to block sun rays reaching Earth by using large space mirrors, cloud whitening, and other tools. The scientists say the risks and benefits of solar radiation modification are highly uncertain. However, its supporters claim that it could help slow down global warming. The U.S. Supreme Court will hear a pivotal case today concerning the Uinta Basin rail line. Now, it is a proposed 88-mile expansion aimed at boosting crude oil production in Utah. Environmental groups and a Colorado county have challenged the project. They argue that the regulators failed to consider broader environmental risks of the project, like potential wildfire or an oil spill into the Colorado River. And on to business and tech news now. China's antitrust regulator has launched a probe against the U.S. chipmaker Nvidia. The agency has not specified how Nvidia may have violated the law. The probe comes amid escalating U.S.-China trade tensions over advanced chips. Biden administration recently restricted exports of U.S. chips to 140 Chinese firms. TikTok has moved court seeking a temporary injunction against a law targeting it. The law aims to ban TikTok next year if its Chinese owner doesn't divest the app. TikTok had challenged the law in federal court. However, the Chinese app lost its bid. It now plans to appeal the U.S. Supreme Court to review the law. And Google has unveiled a chip that can turn quantum computing into a reality. The concept involves the usage of quantum mechanics to solve complex problems far more quickly than a normal computer. Google has named its quantum computing chip Willow. The tech giant says that Willow can solve problems in minutes that a usual computer might take 10 years to solve. OpenAI has rolled out its video-generating artificial intelligence tool, Sora, for users. ChatGPT Plus and ChatGPT Pro subscribers in the US can use the tool. Launched earlier this year, Sora can generate realistic-looking videos from text prompts. Australian media mogul Rupert Murdoch has reportedly lost a legal bid in the United States. Murdoch wanted to change the voting structure in a family trust that controls most of his empire. The move was aimed at consolidating control of his business to his eldest son, Lachlan Murdoch. However, Lachlan's siblings opposed the move. The Indian government has named Sanjay Malhotra as the next governor of the Reserve Bank of India. Malhotra is currently serving as the Revenue Secretary in the Ministry of Finance. He will take over from the current governor, Tikinta Das, tomorrow, and Das has served at the Indian Central Bank for 2 consecutive terms. And plane maker Boeing will lay off 396 employees in the U.S. state of Washington. The job cuts are a part of the firm's earlier announced cost-cutting plan. Boeing is laying off 10% of its global workforce to reduce expenses. China's stock market rose a day after a statement by the country's Politburo. The SSC composite rose by over 0.8%, while the CSI 300 index was up by about 1%. Yesterday, the Politburo of the Chinese Communist Party signaled a shift in its policy stance. The high-powered committee signaled reducing interest rates going forward. Thousands of Volkswagen workers in Germany have once again gone on strike. This is the second strike by the automaker's employees in the country. They are protesting against Volkswagen's plans to lay off workers and close plants. The workers' union started a new round of negotiations with management yesterday. American candy maker Mondelez International is reportedly planning to take over Hershey. The talks are in the very early stages. Cadbury chocolate maker Mondelez previously tried to buy Hershey in 2016. However, the offer was rejected by Hershey. And moving on to sports news, and we start with cricket. India's Mohammad Siraj was fined 20% of his match fee following his altercation with Travis Head during a second test against Australia in Adelaide. Now, Travis Head was also sanctioned for violating players' code of conduct. Siraj and Head received 1 demerit point each on their disciplinary records. South Africa are on the brink of qualifying for the World Test Championship final. The Proteas are just 1 win away from confirming their spot for next year's title clash at Lord's. Meanwhile, India must win at least 2 of the remaining 3 tests against Australia to potentially make it to the WTC finals. West Indies will play Bangladesh in the second one-day international of their 3-match series. Having won the first ODI, West Indies are just 1 win away from clinching the series. The match will begin at Warner Park in St. Kitts later today. And in football news, West Ham beat Wolverhampton Wanderers 2-1 in the Premier League. West Ham's Thomas Soucek opened the scoreline in the 54th minute, while Matt Doherty struck an equaliser shortly after. West Ham's Jared Bowen scored in the 72nd minute to seal the game. And Cristiano Ronaldo reacted to the retirement of his Portugal teammate Nani. Replying to Nani's retirement post, Ronaldo addressed Nani with his famous nickname and wrote, "Congratulations, Nanaka." Nani played as a winger for Portugal and Manchester United. During his 8-year stint with United, he won Champions League once and Premier League titles 4 times. Real Madrid forward Kylian Mbappe claimed innocence over accusations of sexual assault in Sweden's capital, Stockholm. This comes after Swedish media reported that the French footballer was going to be investigated in the case. In an interview, Mbappe said that he was not bothered by the case and confirmed that he has not been called for interrogation yet. Premier League referee David Coote has been sacked over his derogatory remarks about Coote was suspended last month after a video of him abusing Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp went viral. The British referee is also under investigation for allegedly snorting cocaine during UEFA Euros earlier this year. In tennis news, Aryna Sabalenka won the WTA Player of the Year award for the first time. The Belarusian capped off a stellar season with 2 Grand Slam wins and finished the year as the top-ranked player in the world. The 26-year-old compiled an impressive 56-14 win-loss record. Sabalenka also amassed nearly $10 million in prize money. In chess, the Indian Grandmaster D. Gukesh lost his lead in the World Championship. Gukesh lost the 12th game of the championship to defending champion Ding Lishan of China. Now both Gukesh and Lishan are tied at 6 points each, with only 2 games remaining. The one with 7.5 points will be crowned world champion. And New Zealand announced the ban on greyhound racing. The ban will take effect starting in 2026. The decision comes due to the high rate of injuries and deaths of dogs during such events. Greyhound race is a competitive sport between specific greyhound dogs around an enclosed track. And finally, on to news from the world of showbiz. The nominations for the 2025 Golden Globe Awards are out. Emilia Perez dominates the film category with 10 nods. Next is The Brutalist, which got 7 nods in various categories. Other notable films in the race are Anora, Challenges, and Wicked, while The Bear rules the TV category with 5 nominations. Meanwhile, Ariana Grande got her first ever Golden Globe nod. She has been nominated for the Best Performance by an Actress in a Supporting Role for playing Glinda in Wicked. The award ceremony is scheduled for January next year. India's Payal Kapadia has been nominated for the Best Director Award for her film All We Imagine as Light. She is the first Indian director to achieve this feat. The film also got nominated for Best Motion Picture Non-English Language Award. All We Imagine as Light released in theatres on the 22nd of November. And now a look at the Golden Globes 2025 snubs. After winning quite a few awards, Sing Sing did not fetch any nomination. Meanwhile, Marianne Jean-Baptiste and Danielle Deadwyler were also overlooked for Hard Truths and The Piano Lesson. Ryan Reynolds and Deadpool and Wolverine also missed out on musical comedy nominations. Directors of the 2 of the year's biggest films, Wicked and Dune Part 2, were also snubbed. Chris Evans is reportedly set to make a Marvel comeback in 2026's Avengers Doomsday. While his role remains a mystery, fans are buzzing about the possibilities following his cameo as Johnny Storm in Deadpool and Wolverine. Evans originally retired from his iconic Captain America role after 2019's Avengers Endgame. Emmy-winning actor Jeremy Allen White, known for The Bear, has been cast in Lucasfilm's The Mandalorian and Grogu. White will reportedly voice Rota the Hutt. It is a character first introduced in the 2008 The Clone Wars movie. Directed by Jon Favreau, the Star Wars spin-off film is set to release on the 22nd of May, 2026. And pop star Sabrina Carpenter recently discussed the origin of her hit song Please, Please, Please. The 25-year-old revealed that the track, which she describes as very much non-fiction, reflects a deeply personal moment. She said, and I quote, "It felt like a piece of me I had been waiting to write, release, and perform." The highly anticipated second season of South Korea's Squid Game premiered in Seoul. With a glamorous red carpet event attended by the cast and crew, actor Lee Jung-jae, who portrays Sung Ji-hun, revealed that his character has evolved. It focuses on severing ties with the creators of the deadly game and seeking revenge. Jay-Z and Beyoncé made a rare red carpet appearance at the Mufasa: The Lion King premiere in Los Angeles. The duo came to support their 12-year-old daughter, Blue Ivy Carter, who voiced Kiara, the daughter of Simba and Nala. The event comes just one day after Jay-Z was named in a civil lawsuit alleging his involvement in a 2000 rape case. And finally, adding to Jay-Z's alleged rape lawsuit controversies, his mother-in-law, Tina Knowles, appeared to like an Instagram post announcing the case. However, the 70-year-old later clarified that her account had been hacked. Jay-Z fan faces allegations of raping a 13-year-old in the year 2000 alongside Sean Combs. The rapper has strongly denied the claims. And with that, it's a wrap on this edition of Fast and Factual. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned to Firstpost.